Okay, factor theorem, Monday, 20th February. Now, a lot of times you may get a cubic equation which you have to solve. Okay. Now, we do not know how to solve cubic equation. I have told you you can use your calculator to find what the solution is, but you can just find what is the solution. There is manually as well you can find the solution for this cubic equation. So here we have been given that x minus 3, we need to divide x cubed we have to divide x cubed plus 2x squared minus 17x plus 6 by x minus 3. Now in mathematics, quotient is the value that you get when you divide something by something. Okay, so if you have 6 divided by 2, the answer is 3. 3 is the quotient. So I need to divide it, and when I am dividing this polynomial x cubed plus 2x squared minus 17x plus 6, the one thing that I have to take care of is the x values. Now here I have got x. What is the power of x here? 1. And what is the power of x here? X cubed, right? What multiplied by x will give me x cubed? I will just write x squared. And then you multiply x minus 3 by this x squared. So x times x squared is x cubed, and minus 3 times x squared is how much? Minus 3x squared. Now you need to subtract. When you will be subtracting, this negative sign will become positive. Okay, are you with me? When you will subtract, this will get cancelled. You will have 2x squared plus 3x squared, which is 5x squared. Rewrite the same thing again. Now I want to get 5x squared. By what term I need to multiply x minus 3 to get 5x squared? 5x? Okay. Positive? 5x. So I will have 5x squared, and minus 3 times 5x is minus 15x. Is that fine so far? Again, I will be subtracting. When I will subtract, when you are subtracting, you are basically multiplying 5x squared minus 15x by negative 1. So this will give you negative 5x, and this negative times negative will become positive. Is this part clear? So 5x squared minus 5x squared is 0. Negative 17x plus 15x will give us negative 2x, and here I will have plus 6. Now, what term or what number multiplied by x minus 3 will give me minus 2x? I just have to look at this x and the term over here, negative 2x. By what I should multiply it by? Minus 2. You will have negative 2x and positive 6. Again, I will be subtracting. This negative will become positive. This positive will become negative. Subtract, you will get 0. Your quotient is basically x squared plus 5x minus 2. Now, what does it mean? Why I am doing it? What is the purpose of it? Now, if I have this quotient x squared plus 5x minus 2, tell me one thing. If I multiply this x squared 5x minus 2 by x minus 3, don't you think the result should be equal to x cubed plus 2x squared minus 17x plus 6? Right? Now, I don't know how to solve a cubic equation, but I do know how to solve a quadratic equation. If I know that x minus 3 is one of the factors, it means I can solve this quadratic and I can get other two factors. And hence, I'll be able to get all three factors. Now, you don't want to do this thing again and again. You don't want to keep dividing, because this dividing is a tedious process. Imagine here, it was given to us that divided by x minus 3. You knew that it is divisible. You will get the remainder 0. But if you have to check whether a number is divisible by another number, how you will check? With a number, it's quite easy, because you know, oh, it is 9. 9 is divisible by 3. Why? Because 9 comes in the timetable of 3. If I give you a bigger number, let's say 3636, is it divisible by 3? Yes. You can use the divisibility test rule. You can say, oh, add all the digits of the number. If that digit sum is divisible by 3, it means the number is divisible by 3. Whereas when you are having an algebraic term, it is not as easy. So there comes the savior factor theorem. So as per factor theorem, if you have a factor, let's say x minus 3, in order to check whether x minus 3 can divide x cube plus 2x square minus 17x plus 6, divide means whether it will leave the remainder as 0. Right? That's what dividing means. When you are dividing, let's say if you are dividing 5 by 2, what you will get? You will get your quotient as 2, but you will also get a remainder as 1. It is not completely divisible. Whereas 26 is completely divisible by 2, because if you will divide 26 by 2, you will get the remainder as 0. So what we do, if you write this x minus 3 and if you equate it to 0, what you will get? X minus 3 equal to 0. What is the value of x? 3. Okay. Take this 3 and plug it back in the equation. So let's say my function is x cube plus 2x square minus 17x plus 6. And I want to check whether this number is divisible by x minus 3, whether x minus 3 is a factor of this term. What I am going to do, I am going to substitute x is equal to 3. What we are getting? 27, 2 times 9, which is 18, minus 17 times 3, which will be minus 51 plus 6. Let's add them up. What we are getting here? I'm getting 51 minus 51, which is equal to 0. When I am substituting x is equal to 3, my resultant is 0. It means x minus 3 is a factor of fx. And that's, my friend, is called factor theorem. Okay. Now, imagine if I give you a cubic equation and I ask you to solve it manually without using calculator. So you can use factor theorem, you can take some values, usually you take values from minus 3 to plus 3, and you will be able to figure out which one is a factor. Now, I'm not just telling you for examination purpose, but this factor theorem is very, very handy whenever we want to figure out by hit and trial method how to solve a cubic equation. Is that okay? You understood what we are doing here? Okay, go ahead.
Is there no other method in here, try and error?
No, we are using factor theorem, right?
Yeah,
so
finding the initial factors.
All right, so we have got a question that 2x cubed plus x square minus 18x minus 9, and we need to factorize it. What I am going to do, I will take out my calculator, and in the calculator you go to menu, you go for polynomial solver, equation function solver, go for polynomial solver, put the degree, because the degree here, the highest power in this polynomial is 3, that's the degree 3. Now plug in the values. So you have 2x cubed, then 1x square minus 18x, and then the constant term is minus 9. Press enter. See, the factors that I have got is x is equal to 3, x is equal to minus half, and another one is minus 3. Now, I know that it is divisible by x plus 3 and x minus 3. What I can do, I will show my working. 2x cubed, or no need to show my working, I can actually use my factor theorem. So f3, how much is f3? 2 times 27. You know it's 0 because you have used your calculator, but you have to demonstrate that you are using factor theorem. So 2 times 27 plus 9 minus 54 minus 9. That is 54 plus 9 minus 54 minus 9, which is 0. It means that x minus 3 is a factor. Okay. If x minus 3 is a factor, I can actually divide this. So 2x cubed plus x square minus 18x minus 9. Let's divide it by x minus 3. Same thing that we have learned today. I have to look for the very first term, 2x cubed and x. How I can reach 2x cubed from x? Maria Vijayananda. How I can reach 2x cubed from x? So 2x square, madam. So 2x cubed minus 6x square. Let's subtract. I will have 7x squared minus 18x minus 9. Multiply this by 7x. You will get 7x squared minus 21x. Subtract. You will have 3x minus 9. 3. So you have 3x minus 9. Subtract. Now I have my terms x minus 3 and I have 2x squared plus 7x plus 3. Now a great man once said that further pure maths is more about solving quadratic. Can you factorize this quadratic that I have got 2x squared plus 7x plus 3? Come on fellas, you can do it.
2x plus 1, x plus 3.
I know how you got that.
I did this.
Okay, you did that, but those who are saying. So in this lesson, we are going to discuss about remainder theorem, and remainder theorem is quite similar to what we have got in factor theorem. So basically what you do is that, let's say I have to find what is the remainder when x cubed minus 20x plus 3 will be divided by x minus 4. So the algebraic division method would be that I start with having x cubed minus 20x plus 3 and I divide it by x minus 4. So since I have got x cube and I have x here, we always look at the variable, okay, the very first one. So I must multiply this x by x squared to get x cubed. So I will have x cubed here and then I will have negative 40 x squared. And then I will subtract. Once I will be subtracting, it should be 4x squared, not 40, 4x squared. So I will have positive 4x squared minus 20x plus 3. Now, in order to get 4x squared, I have to multiply this x by 4x. So again, I will have 4x squared minus 16x, negative, positive. I will be left with negative 4x plus 3. Now, in order to get negative 4x, I must multiply it by negative 4. We'll have negative 4x plus 16. This negative, when I'm subtracting, it will become positive. This positive will become negative. They will cancel out and I will be left with negative 13. So that's what my remainder is. Now, instead of doing this, if you know factor theorem, you can just apply it. Remainder theorem is just an extension of factor theorem. You take the value, if you have x minus 4, equate it to 0, you will get x is equal to 4, correct? Now let's say that this thing that I have got, this polynomial can be written as x cubed minus 20x plus 3. And we are going to substitute x equal to 4 here. So that will give me 64 minus 80 plus 3, which is equal to, if you will subtract this, how much we are getting? Negative 16. Negative 16 plus 3 is negative 13. You can see we will have the same answer. Okay, so that's what the remainder theorem is. Now, the idea of using remainder theorem and factor theorem is to solve problems. Okay, this is what the basic concept is. The basic concept can be exploited in order to solve some questions like this. For example, so when 8x to the power 4 minus 4x cubed plus ax square minus 1 is divided by 2x plus 1, the remainder is 3. Find the value of a. Now, if I take 2x plus 1 and equate it to 0, so for what value of x it is equal to 0? Negative half. And if I take this negative half and plug it back in this polynomial, it should be equal to 3. Using remainder theorem. So let's use that. So let's say fx is equal to 8x to the power 4 minus 4x cubed plus ax square minus 1. Let's plug in x is equal to negative half here. That will give us 8 times negative half to the power 4 minus 4 times negative half to the power 3 plus a times negative half whole square minus 1, and this thing is given to us is equal to 3. So it implies that we'll have here 8, and since it is a negative number, to a power, the power is even, so we'll have a positive number. So cube is, I will have 1 over 16, half to the power 4 would be 1 over 16. Here I will have negative 4. This is negative, and I am having negative 1 over 2 to the power 3, which is odd. Whenever you have odd power and a negative number, the result would be negative. So negative times negative will make it positive, and here I will have 1 over 8. Then I will have plus a over 4 minus 1 equals to 3. Now it is a linear equation in one variable. Half and half will give me 1 plus a over 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. Minus 1 plus 1 cancels out. I'll be left with a over 4 is equal to 3. It means a is equal to 12. That's my answer. So that's how you can use factor theorem, remainder theorem. And